We're having a right mare this evening. I think we're live now. Hopefully we're live now.
Yeah, we are.
First
We're
of all,
live.
traffic
We're live.
line on my side, and then we started the show, and all of a sudden it didn't put us live, but we are here now. We are live. Thank you for hanging about. I know a load of you have been waiting. Hello to and welcome to the All for United channel. If this is your first time, hit subscribe, smash that like button on this video as well, because by you doing that, other Reds who are currently on YouTube will see this video and come and get involved with the show, and we want them to be involved as much as you are. Simple topic tonight on Wall of Reds, the biggest fan opinion show on YouTube. What we are going to be talking about is the 2020 to 2021 season predictions for the season coming up now. I think now's the time to stop reflecting on last season and to jump into the forthcoming season. So what a better panel to do it with. Mary from She Devils United, Reese is with us, Mark, Flawless, Usman and Barry all on the show this evening. So without further ado, Mark, I crossed you first last time. I'm going to do it again now. We've all heard you go on for 60 seconds. Let everyone else hear what you've just said. Can we be title challengers over the next season? What do you think?
Not currently, no. I think we need more players at the minute. I know that we've been linked with the centre-backs, left-backs, right winger, and we haven't got enough squad depth. I'd like to think we still get top four, but we definitely need more on that. I think, obviously, we've been linked with the left-back, Sergio. I think that would be great competition for Luke Shaw. I personally feel that a centre-back is our lowest priority. I know that people will probably shoot me for that, but I feel that our defence was far better last season. And to get another centre-back in is, it obviously would be a great thing, but I think we'll be fine as is and perhaps look in January, worst case scenario. I think the right winger, unfortunately, Daniel James, as much as I'd like to give him a bit more time to prove himself, I feel he plays better on the left. And obviously the big man, Jadon Sancho, would be a great acquisition. Hopefully that goes through. But no, not for me yet.
Not for you yet. Reese, let's come over to you next, mate. Thank you for jumping on the channel. It's good to have you with us. What do you reckon? Can Ollie pull off a stunner over the next season? Can we actually challenge for that league title for the first? Well, I suppose we challenged under Mourinho, didn't we, for that season where we finished second? But there's a bit more excitement about our team, isn't there, this year than any season since Sir Alex retired?
Well, in that season that you mentioned about Jose, he did finish second on 81 points. What was that, about 19 points behind Manchester City? So based on that, at the time we had such a good defence. I mean, I didn't expect us to do so well. We did. I see us progressing further. We're now going to go ahead. And I see progression further on. I think we need to get a midfielder and a right winger. That's what I believe.
A midfielder and a right winger, and then we'll challenge?
Not for another year, because we need to get that defence improved as well. But I don't think a centre-back is a priority as well.
Oh, okay, interesting. Mary, She Devils United, welcome to the channel. It's good to have you with us. We're talking about, can we mount a title challenge over the next season, and jumping into some of our predictions. So let's jump into a little bit of that with you. 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Do you think we can do? But also, importantly, can we maybe mount a challenge just to win a trophy under Ollie next season?
No to the point on mounting a title challenge currently. I disagree with the lads. I think we desperately need a centre-back. We have quantity over quality at the minute. If we get an injury to Maguire or Lindelof, we're basically screwed. There's a lot of uncertainties. Bay's always injured. Rojo, Jones, Smalling looks like he's going. Twanzebe's injury prone as well. So I think we desperately need a centre-back, even though we did have the third best defence in the league, but an injury to one of our two boys, and we're in very big trouble. Could we win a trophy if we saw the likes of Lyon and Atalanta go far in the Champions League? I think I'm going to give it a shout for the Champions League next season. I'm going to be overly optimistic.
Wow, was that how we can win the Champions League next season? Can I use that as a clickbait title? Because that would be brilliant. Let's do this. I was expecting that from Flawless, not from you, Mary. I've got to say. But,
I was just checking Mary's name just to make sure I know who said it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm making sure I quote that one in. I won't accidentally put at Usman.
Yeah, please, don't.
Let's jump over to some of the comments quickly. Hello to Vesh. He says, hello. Set my mind as usual. Another fantastic video incoming. And Vesh, shout out to you, buddy. Hello to Lionel Ronaldo. What's a name? Not without any signings. Thomas says, evening. Niagara says, bring on Mary. She's here and she's just said United are going to win the Champions League. I don't know if anyone else heard that, but that's what just happened.
Let's go,
hello to Tony, says hello, Reese and Mary. Reese has got some fans in here as well. Terence also says centre back is a priority. Do we want to go back to Phil Jones? Well, who knows? Flawless. I know you're ready now, mate. Flawless is pumped. He's ready to go. 90 seconds to 2 minutes, bro. What are we going to do next season?
That's energized me. That maybe we can win the Champions League, but in all seriousness, though, I'm joking. But in all seriousness, though, with the current side we have, don't mean we can challenge for the Premier League. No, we need vital signings everywhere. We desperately need Sancho. We desperately need a left back. We desperately need a centre back, and to me, we desperately need a holding midfielder. So that's four players right there. If we do sign those 4 players, then we definitely can challenge. But without them, I think we'd struggle. Chelsea have improved. I don't think City will be as bad as they was as bad this season as they won't be as bad this season as they were last season. And Liverpool may improve as well. And we already know how far ahead Liverpool are ahead of us also. So yeah, we desperately need players to improve. Can we pick up a trophy? Yeah, 1000% with the attacking prowess we have, and with Pogba, Bruno, adding Donny van der Beek, Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford, we could pick up the FA Cup or a League Cup. That is definitely possible. But challenging, I don't see that happening. Not with this current team, no.
Interesting points being made. Usman, let's come over to you, bro. Thank you for jumping on. Flawless there, sort of. We want to have those high hopes, don't we? And I think Mary's spot on. I think there's been some underdogs who have done really well in the Champions League, and obviously when it comes to big trophies, Arsenal picked up an FA Cup, so a minnow club can win trophies, which is
Wow.
great. What are we saying, Usman? What are you expecting next season?
I suppose regarding the comment alluding to Arsenal winning trophy, I suppose that does give us hope, first and foremost. In terms of challenging for the league, I'd have to agree with Flawless, to put it bluntly. We need four quality players, hypothetically speaking. If we were to get a Sancho, Partey, Upamecano, and Reguilon, obviously these are dream signings, of course. I'm not saying that any of those are possible, but then you can definitely say we should be in the mix for the title. But as things currently stand with just Van der Beek, I think that's too ambitious, even for the most positive Man United fan. Regarding the Champions League, Mary said everything you need to know about the Champions League. She about swayed me. I'm joking. I don't think we're going to win Champions League. However, stranger things have happened, like Arsenal actually winning a trophy. So things can happen.
Things can happen, and we need to be as positive as we can, don't we, going into the new season? That's for sure. Barry, welcome on to the show, mate. You're gonna have to unmute yourself because there was some crackling from you, so I had to mute you, mate. But welcome to the show. Thank you for joining us. I mean, it's one of those, isn't it? You've got the final word again, Barry. What do you think on United mounting a title challenge, and what is realistic expectations under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the next season? Sorry, mate. You're gonna have to unmute yourself. I think you just need to click the screen and then tap the unmute button. Here we go. I can't unmute. Oh, there you go. I've unmuted you, Barry. Go on then. Yeah, we can hear you, mate. Go on.
Right. So I think if you're somebody who's a kind of a glass half full person and you're taking enough mood-enhancing drugs, we could win the treble next season. But with this squad, we can't. Our most realistic chances are in one of the cup competitions. We need to strengthen the squad because if we have an injury to one of our strikers, if we have an injury to Maguire, to Bruno, to Pogba, we don't have adequate reinforcements. So I think centre-back is an absolute priority for next season. I would love to see us sign Upamecano or Koulibaly. Whether that will happen or not, I don't know. We need a holding midfielder and we need Jadon Sancho or somebody up front. So realistically, our best chance for a title next season is probably our women's team to win something. But this current squad, we could certainly go on and win a cup competition. And we want an improvement next season. But without substantial reinforcements, I don't believe that we can challenge for the title. We can challenge for top 4.
Interesting. Smash the like on the video, guys. If you're watching on Twitter, please come over to youtube.com/allforunited. Hit subscribe, hit the like button on the video as well. We've got some top journalists on talking transfers next week, so make sure you're getting subscribed to the channel, and we're so close to 1,000, so come and help us out. Naeem here in response to people who are saying about reinforcements. I don't think Sancho is coming. 108 million is too much for him. He's not worth that much. Let's not start that debate now. Hello to Adam. He says 3 semi-finals. We're not too far away from a trophy, but to challenge for the big ones, we need signing. signings. And I think we had one more here. Someone asking us about Sergio Reguilon. I think actually instead of talking about him individually, Mark, I want to come over to you, mate, because I want to just quickly talk about our options and our depth. Now, without doubt, one of the things that let us down last season was the strength in depth. Whenever we wanted to make vital changes to rest players, it just didn't work out. Whenever Ollie tried to change things around, it just didn't work out. And we had a real null patch between, what was it, about October through to December, where really we made life difficult for ourselves when it came to the top 4 race. So when it comes to squad depth, signings are important, right? We need to improve some positions. And you mentioned there, what positions do you think need improving the most?
I think for me, right wing, and obviously Jayden. Left back more than a centre back. A centre back as well. And I do agree with everyone else that mentioned a defensive midfielder. I think we need one of those two. Matic's obviously a bit older and he's not going to be relied upon so much. So I think we need a replacement for him, or a starter for him, and him to be a replacement.
Interesting. I mean, when it comes to transfers, Mary, I mean, where are you sat on in terms of on the fence at the moment? Do you think that if we have what we have now, it's just going to be us battling out for 3rd or 4th? Would you think if we can bring in a Sancho, then we're genuine title contenders? Do you think if we brought in Sancho and maybe Reguilon or Thiago maybe, that then actually we will be pushing the likes of Liverpool and City? Do you think the margins are that finely balanced for us at the moment?
No, at being 33 points behind, I think we need more than 2. I do agree with the boys. I think we need 4 in the positions that they talked about. But also, Igalo is going in January, and we might possibly need to replace him as well. So we're a bit far away from a title challenge, but the other teams around us have strengthened. We've seen Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs were looking good at the back end of last season as well. So the race with top 4 is going to be even harder than it was last season. And we struggled last season to get into the top 4. We barely made it. So I do think we need Reguilon, a centre back, a defensive midfielder, and a right winger. But I can't see us getting 4 after Van der Beek. Will be 5 this summer. I can't see us getting all 5, really, to be honest.
Yeah, we've got to narrow in those expectations a little bit, don't we? I mean, Flawless, I'm going to come over to you with this one, actually, mate, because I want to sort of be that guy who's not sitting on the fence, but I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. You know, in terms of looking at that form table, we are up there right now. Mm-hmm. I know, obviously, since the pandemic, we came back from lockdown and we've looked like one of the better sides in the league. Defensively, we've improved. We've got players who are in that side who are very unexperienced at the start of the season, who have now got more experience behind them. So why can't we kick off from where we left off the season? And if we did that, why aren't we challenging for that title?
The reason why we wouldn't challenge for the title, despite the form and everything else of that nature, is because the manager we have isn't good enough. That's the problem we have. Everyone talks about our bench and says it's fine. So let me get the point out, and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Usman's heard me say this many a time. Everyone talks about our bench. Yeah, everyone talks about Manchester United's bench and our strength in depth. Yeah, and our strength in depth is not good. But Liverpool won the league, and look at their bench. I'm not saying our bench is better than theirs. I'm saying look at Liverpool's bench. If we had their bench, we'd all be saying the same thing. That's where the manager comes into it and gets the best out of your average to above average players. Yes, we have top ballers, world class to top class players. Your Brunos, Pogba's, Greenwoods, Martial, Rashford. They're easier. That's easier to get a tune out of those type of players. But your Dan Jameses, your Juan Matas, your Jesse Lingards, they're not the greatest players, but they're not terrible. Like Juan Matas not a terrible player. Same with Jesse Lingard. I don't even think Dan James is that bad, and players of this nature. So that's why I don't believe we can kick on. Yes, we do need to improve the team though, but that's why we wouldn't. I don't believe when it comes crunch time, I don't think Ollie's gonna beat Pep or Klopp to a league title or beat any of the big teams to a Champions League. But I do believe he can pick up a FA Cup or a League Cup, definitely.
Do you know what, Flawless? I respect that, and this is what I love about this show, because we've had on one side a fan, because there's so many fans on here, one fan say, well, we've seen clubs worse than us get and mount challenges in the Champions League, so why can't United mount a challenge in the Champions League? And then we've had another fan turn around and say, well, actually, our manager just isn't good enough to win anything. So I think that's actually really, really key. And this is why I love this show, because we can debate all these different topics around Manchester United right now. Usman, let me come over to you.
I was about to say, please come over to me.
Flawless has just smashed that out. Yeah, our manager got to 3 semi-finals and managed to mount an actual genuine, one of the best runs of form we've seen United be in since the Sir Alex Ferguson era, and we're playing some of the best football since. So, what is a successful season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? And before we get Flawless to talk about Ole out, let's chat a little bit around what is a success for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer this year.
Right, okay, just before I go into that, I've got to reply to what he said. To be fair, I knew he was going to say that anyways because we speak about this regularly. Regarding the Liverpool comment, first and foremost, and comparing Liverpool's bench to ours, I completely agree with him. However, you got to take into context the substitution that Klopp makes are mainly midfielders that come on and actually, I won't say make a difference, but their midfield, they're not actually offer anything in terms of goal return. They offer in terms of work rate. And if you look at their midfield, the likes of Kaita, Wijnaldum, a lot of them don't actually offer much in terms of contribution to goals. That's why their midfield their bench isn't necessarily having to be as influential as us. When you take off a Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, they are main focus in terms of going forward. If you take them off, it's a massive hindrance to the team, and that's why you notice it more with our bench with Liverpool's. You take off a Kaita, you bring on another pair of legs in Milner. You don't really notice the difference as much as you would in a Man United team. If you took out Salah and brought on, I don't know, Origi or someone, then you would notice that their squad isn't as good as well. So I do hear your point regarding the squad, but coming back to us, was a question regarding our expectations for the season?
Yes.
Okay,
or Ollie's. What makes it a successful season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? What makes it you can answer what makes it a success for Ollie. We get Barry to answer what makes it a failure.
For me personally, obviously top 4 is a minimum. We've already achieved that this season. I do agree the teams around us are definitely improving. We've got to keep an eye out for Everton as well. For me personally, they've done absolutely amazing business in terms of the midfield. All 3 of those players are quality, so we've got to pay attention to Everton as well. But we have to get top 4. That's a minimum for me, and I think he needs to win a trophy, to be honest, to deem it success. If he doesn't win a trophy and it gets top 4, I don't think you can deem that as a success. We used to lambast Arsenal fans for the same thing, so I'd be a hypocrite to sit here and say top 4 is a success.
Interesting, Usman. Thank you for that. Barry, let's come over to you, mate. What makes it a failure of a season for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? When will fans go back to what we were? Well, some fans were come December, and there were some whispers, some calls for Ole out. I don't want to say how do we reach that position again, because I don't want us to reach that position again, to be honest. But how could that pressure start to mount on Ole when it comes to next season?
I think that a failure for Ole in the eyes of the fans will be different from a failure in the eyes of the owners and the board. As fans, an absolute minimal requirement will be Champions League football. So we've got to finish in the top 4. And if he doesn't win a trophy or at least get to a final, people are going to start getting disgruntled, and the Ole out movement are going to start gaining a bigger voice. I think also, for me, a failure for Ole is if we don't see Ole coming up with a plan B. And I think that this last season has really exemplified that he's not had a plan B, which is why we see such late substitutions at the end of a game, because the bench has been so bad. So it comes down again to acquisitions. I think the modern day fan is a lot more fickle than old timers like myself, who have been through some really torrid times at United. I don't know how many of my fellow panelists were alive when United got relegated. So, I guess we have different expectations. But for the board, as long as the club are turning a profit, Ole's something of a yes man for them, so he'll be deemed a success. But for us as fans, we want to see progression. We want to see good football, and of course, we'd like to see trophies. So he's skirting on the knife edge, I guess, because of the fickle nature of a manager's job nowadays. But I think they've put confidence in him, and I'm pleased that he's still there. I don't think it would have been an answer to get rid of him, but the pressure will mount if we don't improve next season on what we've done this season. So let's hope he can take the momentum of the post-lockdown performances into the coming season.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Hello to Navish. He says Ollie doesn't have a plan B. It's just counter and press. Hello to Samuel. Says, hey, to win the league, you defeat 15 teams home and away. 30 wins. Our first 11 can do that. But to get momentum going, you need squad depth and folks that can ground out a result. Hello to lads. Usman, Flawless. Your boy Benjamin's on. He says Flawless is right, to be honest.
Oh, shock you saying that.
Yeah.
How
much is he giving?
You know what?
He's only out. He's only out.
Here's the thing. I want to be wrong about Ollie so bad, but it's like the evidence is there. This is why I don't even get mad no more. Like, he's reached his ceiling. Like, all right, if we finish top 4, maybe pick up a trophy. All right, that's the best I'm hoping for. Like, I can't expect you to do more than your skill set has. Even Arteta won a trophy with the Arsenal. Look at the Arsenal team, and he got a tune. Look at how bad the Arsenal team is. Go
on. You can give him a tenner later.
Hello to MUFC since
a tenner, you know.
A tenner, yeah, needs more than that. Thiago says it would be class if we get him experience and quality to blend in with the energy of youth. And Taryn has been back on saying our realistic expectation is top 4 and a cup run. Very, very interesting. Reece, we've just got you back in here, mate.
I'm having dodgy connection issues, mate. Sorry.
It's all right, mate. Whilst you're here, let's grab your thoughts on this. If we can't mount a title challenge, then what trophy or trophies, whether that's 1 or 2, would you like us to take seriously? Is it a case that we take them all seriously because we've reached a semi-final in them, or are there 2 trophies particularly that you'd see United or want to see United go for?
Well, we're Man United, so I would say we should be prioritising everything. Like, we're that big a club. Like, our history speaks for itself. It dates way back to the days of Sir Matt Busby. Before that, we should be fighting for every single trophy available to us. Like, there's no, in my opinion, like, second place is still losing. Like, we want to be the best. Like, it's not going to be straight away. Like, we know that. It was the same under Sir Alex Ferguson. Like, it was just, we've got to go with what we've got, and it's not easy right now with the modern game when you've got Liverpool, who such a strong team, and Usman was right. Like, they can bring on like a Milner for a Keita, for example, and you see a little bit of a difference. Like, there's nothing there, but if you take off like a Salah, you see that quality. If we lose Maguire, Bruno, Pogba, Martial, what have we got? Virtually nothing. I don't trust Pereira. I don't trust Lingard. I don't trust Eric Bailly either at centre back. I don't think he is a good defender, but I don't trust him because he's very injury prone. He's risky, causing problems. And the Gallows here till January, and I don't know if he's going to take us to that next level. We need something. I would like us to win both domestic trophies and maintain third at best, and hopefully quarterfinals of the Champions League.
Nice. Well, Mary still thinks that we can win the Champions League, so you haven't changed her mind at all. So, you know, where we go is where we go. Right, guys, we're going to come over to each of you. Let's go, Mary. That's when Flawless will be Ollie in. If he sees Ollie going to Solskjaer lifting the Champions League trophy for United, Flawless will come back on this show and go, mate, Ollie over Klopp. Ollie over Klopp. Ollie's the best manager we've ever had. I'm waiting for
Anything's
it.
possible.
Anything's possible. Right, apart from Jadon Sancho, who's our key player for next season? It's a big question that we've all got to answer. And if Sancho does come in, then I expect we'll all be saying him. But right now, the position that we're in, I'm going to come to each of you around 90 seconds. So let's keep this very, very simple. At the start of last season, we probably all would have said Pogba. And unfortunately, Pogba ended up getting injured. And then everything happened. And for some reason, Pogba hate started up and it wasn't on. But let's chat a bit about the player that you each think will make the difference for United next year. And don't worry if you duplicate. Just say your piece and say what you want to say. Mark, seeing as you're first in line, let's come to you first. Our key player for next season.
I think the obvious one's Bruno, but I'd like to say Donny van der Beek. I think it's going to be interesting where he plays. I know obviously he played a lot more further forward, but I think that his game may change after his interview, after the phone call with Ollie. His game may change, but I'd like to see how he's integrated into the team, to be honest. I think that we've got a player there that looks very good. He's got the right mentality. I think off track record, Ollie's brought in some good players, and I think he'll be another one. And I think it will mean that we can probably break down, without disrespect, lesser teams. And hopefully that will give us some more points going forward. Obviously, we did very well against the big six pretty much. And I think it would give us an opportunity to break down the smaller teams and get more points there. So for me, Donny.
No pressure, Donny van der Beek. You've just signed for Manchester United, and Mark's now saying you're our key player for next season. But no pressure. You've still got to set it in. Mary, let's come over to you. What do you think our key player for next season?
I'm going to say Anthony Martial, 25 in December, 23 goals and 12 assists last season. We missed him when he was injured. Rashford couldn't do it, and I'm not sure Gallo is of the quality. He had 2.4 shots per game, 1.6 dribbles, and 80% pass accuracy. His work rate and his hold-up play has massively improved under Ollie as well, and he's a massively key player for us next season.
Anthony Martial. Martial FC are loving life. And talking about Martial FC, Usman, who are you going for?
Oh, do you even need to ask the only person's name on the back of the shirt as well? Anthony Martial, without a doubt for me. Like, I think a lot of people are starting to wake up to the quality that this guy possesses. A lot of people saying he's not a bona fide number 9. Well, if you actually watch football, you can see he does every single aspect of the game. If I'm not mistaken, it was his assist for Southampton that cemented him as a number 9. When he held up the player, Pogba fizzed it to him. It was like, I wouldn't say it was a nothing ball, but it was out of nothing. Pogba plays it to him. He holds off the player, plays it to Rashford. Rashford obviously drew his level in that game. But overall, Martial's ability to bring people into the game massively gets overlooked as well. A lot of people talk about Harry Kane's overall play, but for me, Martial's got everything. Dribbling. You said he's the best dribbler, by the way, Ben. I've not forgotten that. With the ball
He's the best dribbler, and when he's got the ball at his feet, he's the best player in the world.
Right, okay. I was in the comments and I completely didn't agree with that, so but we'll leave that for
then you're not a proper Martial FC representative, mate. Get out. Your membership's gone.
It's still Neymar for me for that. But anyways, yeah, Martial, he's got everything. He just needs to add a couple of dirty goals, as Ali referred to, and then for me personally, he's going to be the person that really kicks on for us and hopefully gets 30 goals this season.
Loads of people agreeing. Kenny says Martial, and to a lesser extent Rashford. Rashi needs to up his form from the disaster that it was when the season restarted. Joseph says yes, Martial is going to lead the attack, so he's going to have to provide the goals. Adam Ward, hello mate. Martial will be huge for us next season, and Taron agreeing there. Martial for him. Let's go over to Barry, our key player for next season.
No question about it. Our key player for next season is Bruno Fernandes. He has transformed the team. He's been the link between midfield and attack. He's created so many assists. And I agree with Mark, in as much as we need to break down and beat the lesser teams. And in the first half of the season, when Bruno wasn't there, we succumbed to some really mediocre opposition. So we need a fit Bruno. We need him to continue doing what he's done. And what I love about him is he's got a trick up his sleeve, even if he's playing badly. He's always wanting the ball. He doesn't hide away. Great player, ice cool from the penalty spot. And like I said, the link between midfield and attack. It was all so slow prior to his arriving, and he's been the catalyst, I believe, in terms of the massively improved performances.
100%. Bruno Fernandes, spot on there, Barry. I just want to quickly answer a question or something here from Jacob OC, who says Hazard, Neymar and Messi are better than Martial at dribbling. Messi's, to be fair, declining, and he's gonna, which is why I think Martial is going to take over that baton from him. Neymar, go and look at his highlights reel. He's only good at dribbling against the bottom teams in Ligue 1. I think 9 times out of 10, when he got the ball against Bayern Munich, he ran like a headless chicken. He cares more about his hairstyle than he does actually beating a man. And Eden Hazard is only good at dribbling after eating a McDonald's. Goodbye.
You're seriously ripping at the Brazil's number 10. Brazilians watching worldwide are going to hate you in a minute.
Who are Brazil?
My question is he actually watched Martial before?
Yeah, Who's watched Martial before? Flawless. Flawless. I'm a cuddler, not a fighter. Let's move on to Reece, shall we? Reece, who's our key player next season?
Key player, I'm going to go a little bit left field. I'm going to go to centre back. I'm going to say Harry Maguire. Like, I think.
Wow.
I know I was expecting to say Rashford or Martial or Bruno Fernandes, but I think after what's happened with Maguire during lockdown and the fact he played every game last season, in the league especially, like he played every single game matching Palliser's record, I think having a centre-back like that, and the fact he's our club captain, this is a good chance for him to bounce back and lead on and take us to further things. If he can lead us to a couple of trophies, whilst maintaining consistency in himself, not getting injured, not getting tired, and furthermore, just being an overall leader, I certainly think he is the key player for us. And I would say that over Martial, who I think is going to get 30 goals in the league.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, isn't it? Because if you look at the United team now and you say, well, one player who I wouldn't want to not line up with, Harry Maguire would be on that list without a doubt. And whether you put him at number one or not, what he's done to that defence is incredible. So yeah, great shout with Harry Maguire there. Good to hear some different names there. Jacob reckons that Greenwood is going to be top scorer next season. Oh, I like that, Jacob. I like it.
Well, hopefully it's Sancho, isn't it, Ben? Isn't it top scorer? What do you reckon?
I reckon Sancho and probably Thiago. Thiago a close second on the top assist list. Martial with consistency. Martial can break records in years to come. Do you know what? This is what I think is really exciting about this United team. We have got some exciting forwards that if we do add Sancho to that, we have got about 4 players in that United squad who are all capable of breaking United records for years to come, which is just... Yeah. Well, as a United fan, how can you not get excited about that? Flawless, I've left you waiting long enough, mate, and you've heard loads of names. So go on, bro. Give me your key player of next season. Is it Cristiano Ronaldo by any chance?
Lindelof.
Lindelof.
Definitely. But it's Luke Shaw, innit? No. I'm joking. I'm gonna have to follow suit with a name that's already been mentioned, and that's Anthony Martial for obvious reasons. Like he was our top scorer this season, and people forget as well. He was without Pogba for a long period of time. He was without Bruno for a long period of time. Greenwood wasn't playing the whole season, and he still managed to get 20 goals plus. So now you add in Greenwood, you add in Rashford, you add in Bruno, you add in Pogba and Johnny. I think he could break records, like literally, like as in terms of our top goal scorer this season. He should, fitness permitting, score 30 plus goals next season because he has everything. Yeah, can hold up the ball. He's strong. He's quick. Great dribbler. Left foot, right foot, good in the air, and with the right service, I don't see why he can't score 30 plus goals next season. So I think he'll be vital. And if he's firing, we'll win something. We could easily win like one of the lesser trophies.
I'm with you, mate. And I think the only reason why pundits turn around and say that Anthony Martial's not a number 9 is because he's not like 6'5". Because other than that, he's got the strength, he's got the hold-up play, he can score goals from anywhere on the pitch. Like you'll be as comfortable with Martial having a shot from in the 6-yard box to having a shot from near the halfway line because he is that clinical with the ball at his feet.
If you look at the way he plays, it's sorry for us. Just the way he plays, he's similar to Timo Werner. The exact same way. They're the exact same. Timo Werner and Martial are the same type of striker.
But a far better version.
Yeah, but a far
He is far better. I'm repping the Germans. I'm repping the Germans. Come on. Repping the Germans, but just saying they are similar in that way. Oh, yeah.
I love Martial's far better.
Let's just get a quick one from each of you, and I mean really, really quickly here before we jump into our predictions and round off the show. Mark, in terms of teams we need to look out for next season, I know Usman's already mentioned about Everton, of course, strengthening. But when it comes to mounting, let's just say a top 4 challenge for now, what teams around United do you think we need to be wary of, and where, so to speak, could they be effective in terms of, is it going away from home? Is it at home? I mean, our home form's been quite good over the last season, hasn't it?
Okay. I think away form was slightly better, wasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. I think, obviously, Man City and Liverpool are going to be tough. I think Everton, with what they've added, are going to be very difficult. I always worry about Wolves. And I think, obviously, they've started to strengthen now. Look like they're going to start to strengthen. And I think, as I mentioned earlier, we need to be able to break the lesser teams down. So I think we need to get some results, surefire, give us a bit of confidence to get something every time.
Thank you for turning my loads of words into an actual question and giving an answer. I really appreciate that. I lost myself halfway through my question. Mary, are Liverpool and City really that far ahead? Are they really out the distance for us?
Yeah, they are.
Why?
Because Liverpool a Champions League and a league by 18 points last season, 33 points ahead of us. They probably have the best manager in world football. But they don't have the best squad, not even in the Premier League. An injury to Van Dijk or Salah or Mane, and they're in big trouble, in my opinion. So, and they've been very, very lucky as well, especially the way they play football, because they're so gung-ho, heavy metal football. And I'm shocked that they haven't had any major injuries, and we've had really bad injuries. So if we could maybe have an injury record like them, I think next season, and like the lad said, keep Martial fit, Pogba, Bruno, Maguire, then I think the gap will definitely be closed. But we do need some bit of luck with our injuries.
Yeah, luck is definitely needed. And Usman, in terms of then mounting, we spoke a little bit about this with Reece in terms of mounting a serious challenge outside the league for some trophies. We mentioned about going it for the FA Cup, but in terms of our fixture list, it's looking quite congested, isn't it? I know they've changed the rules on the Carabao Cup. I think it's all one leg ties now, so you don't do replays, and I think they're going to do the same again for the FA Cup. But in terms of the Carabao Cup, the League Cup, do you expect United to play the youngsters there? Would you like to see a few youngsters come through, especially early on in the season in that competition?
Well, for me personally, I think, of course, we want to see the youngsters getting minutes, but like we mentioned earlier, realistically speaking, we're not going to win the Premier League. And minus Mary, we don't think we're going to win the Champions League. So the only trophies we can win is the League Cup or the FA Cup. So I don't want to do what Pochettino used to do for Spurs and play complete 11 of kids that are not going to have any chance of winning the game. So for me personally, if he is going to give opportunities to the youngsters, I'm all for that, but he has to be mixed with players that can get the job done. I think we have to win one of them 2 trophies for me to actually show progress. If we get top 4 again next season, yeah, I'll be happy, but is it progress? You can't really say it's progress. And plus, we haven't won the trophy since 2017 as well. So for me personally, he has to go fairly strong in the League Cup, but obviously try to mix up and give some opportunities where needed.
Yeah, 100%. Barry, I've got such a great question for you, mate. What's the biggest game next season? Liverpool away, Leeds away, or City at home?
Sure. Still, for me, Liverpool are the biggest games. I always want to get one over those Scouse bastards. I'm sorry.
Let's go, Barry. Let's go, Barry.
That's for me. That's for me the biggest game. Whether we're playing Liverpool home, away, or on Mars, it's the biggest game. So that's the one that I always look at. Funnily enough, Man City. Man City were in the doldrums for so many years that the Manchester derby lost its luster. And I mean, we didn't play them often because they were languishing in the 2nd and 3rd divisions for some of the times. Obviously, it's different now. Leeds, the supporters, that's going to be a hotbed, especially the away fixture. So that's going to be a big one. But for me, Liverpool is always the big game, and that's the one I really want to win.
Yes, 100%. Let's come over to you, Reece, quickly on this. Chelsea have obviously strengthened quite a bit. So in terms of the fact we finished level on points with them, we more or less went head-to-head with them for the whole season just to get in the top 4 position. Where do you think we're at compared to Chelsea at the moment?
Chelsea have signed some very good players. I think key ones for them is Thiago Silva. Like centre back, I know he's 35, and some people have got to tell he's 35. Playing the Premier League is not a good idea. I disagree. I think if he's been winning trophies since the 2012 season, from there predominantly 2012 onwards, he's been winning trophy after trophy year after year. He brings valuable experience, which is going to be effective for Chelsea's young team. And I think Havertz and Ziyech as well are fantastic signings. But I don't see Chelsea doing well unless if they get those players to gel. They're going to decide the title between Liverpool and Manchester City. They'll decide the title. But I've said it a few times and I'm sticking with it. Lampard's getting sacked by the end of November.
Yes.
Interesting.
Agreed.
I actually
I've said
the other
it so
day,
many times.
and I've been rich for it. I actually think that Chelsea needed to have the transfer window they've had, and I actually think we let ourselves down by ending up being level on points with Chelsea. I think if we were stronger at the start of the season, especially over that dull patch between October and December, there really wouldn't have been a challenge for 3rd place. They just wouldn't have been a challenge. I actually think that Chelsea didn't just need to up a level to bring their team to standards to play European football and to also make sure that they're in the running for top 4 this season, but also I still think they needed to go up a level to even be on par even with us, and our squad is not great at the moment, which sort of says a lot. Flawless, I'm going to come over to you quickly. I'm going to let you have the final say before we jump into our predictions. We've said, we've been quite fun on this. We've mentioned a few names. We sort of tried to say, well, let's be grounded and talk about where we're going to be if we're in the position we are right now, so we don't make any extra signings. But for you, how important is it for us to nail down Jadon Sancho? And if there's one other name you'd throw into the hat to bring in this transfer window, who would that be alongside Sancho?
nailing Sancho is extremely important. Not only does he lift the whole of the team, I think he lifts all the fans as well. Imagine how crazy social media would be if the Sancho deal was confirmed now or tomorrow. Like, everyone's really waiting on it. This transfer saga has been going on for so long. And not only is he a top-class player, everything fits. We know exactly where he plays. To me, he fits the number 7 shirt perfectly. You don't have to worry about him adapting because he's from here. He's already friends with the likes of Rashford and Greenwood. I could imagine him linking up with Martial and Bruno and Pogba so easy. So it's vitally important that Sancho is signed. Like I said, it just raises the morale of everybody, everything around Manchester United, from the team, the squad, the fans as well. Be rocking. Imagine the first game at Old Trafford, even though it's in lockdown, and Sancho's on the pitch with that number 7 shirt on his back. Like, how many goals he'll add to the team as well, and how many assists, and how dangerous he makes the attack we have already. So that's why Sancho is vitally important. And in terms for a second signing, I'm not sure, because we desperately need a left back, and we desperately need a centre back, and we desperately need a holding midfielder. So I'm really struggling to pick just one, because I think they're all vitally important. For me, as a holding midfielder, I'd like Thomas Partey. Definitely Thomas Partey. Left back, I like the sound of Reguilon. And then centre back, Upamecano. So they're the 3 that I'm giving.
Oh, it's going to be a mad into the window. I feel like there's going to be a mad rush. But please, transfer gods, if you're out there, please give us Sancho for Palace. Please. Let's have a look at some of the comments. And Amvesh says, Chelsea doing a DiCaprio from Wolf of Wall Street, eh? Hello to Jacob, who says, Arsenal away is still the biggest game for me. My best mate supports Arsenal and their fans are, I think, let's face it, unbearable, but a little bit stronger. Hello to Taron, who says Liverpool away, followed by Leeds and then City. Taron also thinks that Liverpool will falter this season. And Avanesh has also been on talking about the youngsters, saying it's good to see Chongi doing well for Werder Bremen. Yes. And Jacob, has anyone started Greenwood FC yet? Well, if they haven't, it starts here. Greenwood FC, it's on. Let's do this, and I want to go through this really quickly, and I want this to be literally one-word answer, guys. And if you're watching right now and you've got a screen recorder, now is the time to clip up the show, because it's time for the predictions. I'm going to run through from everything on where we finish in the league through to Champions League, although Mary's going to say that we win it. And I'm going to see what you guys have to say in terms of predicting our season. But what I will caveat this with is that's with the squad we have now on recording this video. So don't think about the likes of Sancho. Don't think about the likes of Thiago or Reguilon. This is the situation we're in now. So you guys have always got an excuse when Usman says we're going to win the league, we're going to finish 5th. Probably that's the way that Usman is. He has got an excuse to say, well, we signed Sancho, so that's why we finished 1st. So there we go. Let's jump into this. And Mark, because you're first on my list, you're going to go first. I literally just want you to jump straight in with it. Mark, where are we going to finish in the Premier League this season?
4th.
Mary?
3rd.
Usman?
Yeah, I've gone 4th as well.
Barry?
4th.
Reese?
2nd.
What?
Flawless.
4th.
Interesting. So we're going to drop one.
What about you, Ben? Sorry, you're going to get in the clip.
I think we'll finish 3rd.
Oh, okay.
I think we'll finish 3rd. Carabao Cup, seeing as that's the next competition. So League Cup, will we go better than the semi-final? Mark?
Yes, I do.
Better than the semi-final. We'll just go with that. So you think we go to the final? Will we win it?
I hope. Yeah, I think we should want to try and win that trophy. Yes.
Okay. Mary, what do you think? Will we go better than the semi-final? Will we win it?
No, we'll go to the semis.
Then that's it. We'll be out. Ollie loves the semi. Usman, I wanted more laughs from that. I at least wanted a smile from Barry. Usman, what do you think?
Barry's proper.
Barry's like, I thought this was a mature show. Usman, what do you think? Can we go better than the semi-final?
He does love a semi, but he's going to get a final, and he's going to finally, get the cloud back and win the trophy. So I'm going to say Manchester Derby, Rashford winner.
Yes, in the final of the Carabao Cup. We'll love that, and we watch Pep cry. Barry, I don't even want to ask you the question. I feel bad saying it.
We're going to win the Carabao Cup.
Nice, simple, love it. And that's something to look forward to. Reese, what do you think?
We're winning it.
We're finished 2nd and we're winning it. This is Reese's season. Flawless, what do you reckon?
Right. The semi-final.
Semi-final again, right? Okay, interesting. Right, Mark, FA Cup.
Semi-final.
Mary?
Semi-final.
God, bloody hell. I'm not even going to say it. Usman.
I'm going to say quarter. I think we're going to have a mare in this one.
Oh, okay, interesting. Barry, what do you reckon with the FA Cup?
Winning it.
Winning
Wow.
it. Love that. 2 trophies in the
Is that a
bag.
double? Oh,
That's a double, but finishing 4th. I'll take that. Reese, what do you think?
Semi-final.
Semi-final. Okay, so semi-final of this one, winning the Carabao Cup and finishing 2nd. We had to come down from that peak somewhere. Flawless, what do you reckon?
Quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal. Right, I'm actually going to start this one with Mary because I can't wait for her answer. Champions League, Mary.
We're winning it.
Yes! Come on, United!
Come on!
The glory days are back. Come on. Mark, what do you reckon? Champions League.
I think we'll get through to the knockout rounds.
Knockout.
Maybe quarterfinal.
I was about to say, be a bit more specific there.
We need more experience in the team. Yeah.
Usman, what do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm gonna go last 16 as well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Barry, what do you reckon?
Quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals. Reese.
Quarterfinals, Bayern Munich.
We're going to get knocked out by Bayern Munich. Okay. Bloody hell. Hans Flick. What do you reckon, Flawless?
Yeah, quarterfinal.
Quarterfinal. Okay, interesting. Well, all in all, I don't actually think if we summarise, we're getting top 4, and we're going to get to the quarterfinals and semi-finals and competitions. Maybe even mount a successful charge to winning a trophy, whether that's the FA Cup or Carabao Cup. At the end of the day, we're football fans. We want to win trophies. So that's the biggest thing for me next season. We need to solidify top 4 and we need to win a trophy. I think we're really early on in the Champions League. I think going out of the group stage would be a disaster.
Yeah.
But if we can make it through, as Mark said there, to the last 16 into the knockout rounds quarterfinal, I don't think that should be trod on at all. I think that's all right. We've got to remember Ollie's still learning. He's never managed in the Champions League before. So, he's got to sort of get in there and learn from his mistakes as well. Although we can't have too many of them. We can't keep making that excuse for him. So all in all, if we're winning a trophy next season and finishing top 4, we happy with that, guys?
Yeah.
But Ben, can I add? I did the trophy. You missed one out. If you finish 3rd in the Europa League, you didn't mention that. So I might just throw it in there to be different.
Barry, does he always complicate it like this on the topic? Though?
Oh god! You got a big stuff.
Is he a nightmare?
Yeah, we win the Europa League ahead of EFS.
Don't worry, Barry. Oh, go on, Bruce.
I reckon if we get 2nd or 3rd and then we win a trophy, it gives Ollie that confidence and that platform to give him an understanding that he's actually capable of taking this club forward. But it also gives the players a sense of we've actually accomplished something. Let's keep going. Let's add more to the squad. Let's get that belief going, and eventually be like, okay, now's the season. Let's go and get the trophy that we want, and that's the Champions League and the Premier League.
Naim says Champions League round of 16. Avanesh says we're finishing 4th in the league, round of 16 Champions League, Carabao Cup finals but lost, and FA Cup semi-finals based on current transfers. Adam says Premier League 3rd, League Cup winners, FA Cup semi-finals, Champions League semi-final, and Hallie to Kelly, who says round of 16 in the Champions League, FA Cup semi-final, and Carabao Cup final. Oh. I'm excited for next season, though, guys. I can't bloody wait. I just can't wait to see our front 3 out there again. And if we pull off that Sancho deal, mega excitement as well. I just want football back because we've been absolutely blessed with having so much football in such a short space of time. I want to see the boys out on the pitch again, especially in that fetching zebra kit. Cannot wait to see that on the football field. It's an excitement. It's a madness. Flawless has already got his on pre-order, by the way. I heard that.
I hate that shirt. Oh god,
guys! I want to say thank you for joining me. Thank you guys for getting involved in the comments. Please stick a like on this video. We do War Reds every Saturday. It's actually going to go to 10 o'clock next week. Barry, you've got one. Barry's got one. Oh no! Thank you guys for watching. Stick a like. Make sure you hit subscribe. Loads of transfer shows coming next week. And on that bombshell, Barry buying the zebra kit. Barry's had a mare. We're ending the show on Barry's had a mare. Laters, guys.